Hello everybody, this is Alan Vaysberg, your life recalibration expert. Hello, hello. How is everybody today? Excuse me. What I wanted to do is I wanted to spend a few minutes discussing what life recalibration actually means. So if you think that this would be of help to somebody, please share this with them by clicking a little Perry dude right over there. Hello Keith, hello everybody else. Just to make sure that everything is working properly, click on the heart or type something in a message. Thank you very much. Good. iOS 9 still works, or 9.01. Perfect. So, oftentimes when I begin, any of my periscopes, I say that, here's my name, Alan Vaysberg. I'm a life recalibration expert. And I had some people ask me what it actually means, because I talk about many things. I speak about stress reduction, I speak about relationships, self-love, weight loss. It's many different factors. Thank you for the heart, I appreciate it. And today I was speaking with a friend of mine, Alexis Pierce, who's amazing. You should look her up, by the way. And she mentioned, look, why don't you go and actually talk about what it is that you're trying to recalibrate and what it means to people. And that's why we're here. It's actually a 6-step process to recalibrating your life. And what recalibration means is getting you from a state of where you are in disbalance, getting you from a state where you are unhappy or stressed out, or carrying on those extra pounds where you're in a job that you are unhappy with or unfulfilled in, and taking you from that place into a place of balance, into a place of love and peace. Hello. 2014, sorry, I can't read that fast. It's taking you to a place where you're happy, where you're balanced, when you're fulfilled, when you're actually doing what you love for a living, and you're enjoying your life. So my job for those of my clients that work with me is to restore that balance and to help you restore that balance. And let me make that correction. I give you the tools and I work with you, but it's you that restores that balance, because nobody can do this for you. You have to do it yourself. So what are those 6 steps? And then everything goes into it. And if I did a presentation on this, it would be a very, very long one. So we'll stay just the high point. The first and foremost, we need to talk about finding yourself. And that's something that people can say it takes lifetimes, and I certainly can. But finding yourself is an idea that starts resonating right here, and I'm showing right here, you cannot see it, but basically in the pit of your stomach. You know who you are, but who you are is usually kind of buried deep within, because we're not focused on it, or when stuff comes up, we don't want to deal with it because we have our jobs, we have our families, we have our responsibilities, and who we are has nothing to do with what we're doing on a daily basis, and that is the problem. Therein lies the problem. So we deal with all sorts of different techniques to get to the point. Hi, Sapphire. We get to the point where we help you discover who you are, why you're here, and what is that purpose that you have in life, and get into the point where you can actually say it in one word: who you are. And then we start going through certain things that I call the essence spectrum. Essence is your soul purpose. So essence spectrum is kind of your mapping, the awakening. Thank you very much. I appreciate the hearts. Thank you. Thank you. I'm being careful not to hit the microphone. We go through that process, and we draw up your essence spectrum, and we figure out what your soul purpose is, and we start getting to the point where you understand why you're here. Once we have a good idea of why you're here, then we start clearing your past. Thank you for the hearts as well. We cannot move forward unless you clear all of the negative programming, all of the subconscious issues and blocks and barriers that are holding you back, all of the ways that you have kind of lived your life that precluded you from living your essence, as I call it. So we dive into the past and we really work through it and remove those blocks and let all of that crap go, not to find a word on it. Then we get to the present. So we need to see the present for what it is. We need to see it clearly without prejudice. So it's an objective look at where you are. We don't worry about exactly whose fault it is for you being in the current situation that you're in. We care about what is actually happening right now. Where are you? What is the point? We've let go of all those past, preconceived notions, um, and we're allowing ourselves to begin anew. So once we have objectively looked at the present, then we get to that bridge part. I call it set the course. Have I tried holotropic breath work? No, I have not. I'll look into it. Thank you. Um, Holotropic breath work. I'm going to write that down. Holotropic breath work. Thank you. I'll look that up. I appreciate it. Really great healing tool. Perfect. Thank you. We start building that bridge. What I call the set the course. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. And we're building that bridge because when we're talking a new career, for instance, or when we're talking about getting out and doing what you love for a living and actually making money and transitioning from your current environment into that takes time. That takes time. That takes a lot of work, and there has to be a right way of doing it. Wrong way of doing it would be close to what I did, which is basically quit my job on the spot and say I'm going to go and find myself. It's one way. I don't recommend that way per se. What I would recommend is to do it more intelligently and to have a bridge that you can go back to, and you can transition more slowly, but transition in a good manner. So we start building that bridge. Then we get you to a point where would be the step 5, which is living your essence, which means that you are actually doing what you should be doing with your life, and you're doing that for a living. So you're on cloud 9 at that point. You're really, really happy with yourself. You're fulfilled. But there is one other step, and many people forget that part once they get there, is they forget that it has to be balanced. So 6, or the 6th step, is finding balance. Because you will start getting really overwhelmed because you want to spend all of your time on doing that which you have been waiting so long to do. And that's where a lot of the problems arise, because you're going to spend a lot of energy there. You may or may not get that energy back, so we have to work on balance and on work-life balance, and make sure that you don't forget everybody else, like your family, in the process, because you're so excited about finally doing that thing and living your dream. So it's a process, and that's why the Recalibrate Your Life is a process. It's a methodology that takes quite a while. And as a part of that process, we deal with many things. That's why I have practical tools that help people along the way, such as seamless method. And the seamless method, as you may have heard me talk about before, is those 8 elements that help us get to the solidification level, or the foundational element. To build a strong foundation takes a while. Yeah, absolutely. It's worth it, and you have to do it. Otherwise, any peg that you miss in the process, the whole thing is going to crumble, and then you have to do it over again, as I've had to do, which is why I'm sharing these things so you don't have to do it that way. Seamless, helps you from the foundational perspective because it solidifies things. It allows you, of course, all of us have. It allows you to get healthy. It allows you to get much more at peace and kind of balance out your life even before you make any of these major changes like career change. Once we get done with seamless, which helps us with weight loss, stress reduction, all these things that we talked about, we get into the career 180, which is another practical tool that goes through the process of actually switching careers and doing it in the right way. I have a talk on that called Career 180. Switching successful career change without getting a divorce in the process, and that's true. It's certainly a part of it. Thank you. I love the hearts, and by the way, they match almost completely my shirt, so I like that even more. Thank you. Red ones are perfect too, Sapphire. So please continue if you choose. So it's these tools. So when you're done with the recalibration process, thank you. When you're done with the recalibration process, you're actually in a state where you fully migrated from doing whatever you're doing right now, unless you already are living your essence, to living your essence and being aligned with who you are, why you're here, making money at it, without having to worry about your past career, and being balanced in that process. That's the recalibration. So anytime I say My name is Alan Vaysberg. I'm the life recalibration expert. That is what I do. This is not me trying to sell you anything. This is me just giving you or answering the questions that have popped up from folks in order to explain myself better. I did, I have some people who were trying to figure out what it is that I do exactly, partially because I invented the term life recalibration expert. Thank you for the hearts. And partially because they hear me talk about so many different factors and they don't know how it all kind of fits in. And thanks again to Alexis Pierce, who's wonderful. And you should definitely go check her out, Alexis Pierce. She said, hey, you really need to focus on your overall message and then allow people to understand how everything fits into it. And she's right. I've gotten a little bit away from that, focusing on the specific outcomes such as weight loss and my challenge for weight loss, or my challenge for stress reduction, or courses for that. It's all there, but that is just a part of the puzzle. That's a part of the process. So that's it. Just wanted to do a short little scope and give you some tools along the way. Once again, those 6 steps in finding yourself and recalibrating your life would be, well, not finding yourself, that's step 1. In recalibrating your life is find yourself first. Clear your past. You really need to let go of past and the past programming in order to move on. See the present for what it is in reality. Set the course, meaning build that bridge between where you are right now to where you want to be. Live your essence, which means you're at that point where you're actually living it, and then find balance again. So those are the 6 steps in the process that you can do. If you want to work with me, great. I'd love to help you. If not, please work on your own, but do it. Glad you saw us. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on. You as well. Have a great day. Happy to answer any questions if you have any. So now would be a good time to do that. Any questions, any comments, any clarifications that you need on anything I just shared? You see me drinking water. This is a part of my process, part of the seamless method. It's the E, eating and drinking plenty of water. So I'll be drinking all the time. All right, looks like there are no questions. Thank you again. I appreciate it. If this was of help to you, please share this with your friends. It'll be up for the next 24 hours. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.